Okay, I think we'll get started. So, hi, my name's Kizzy Marshall and I am the community agent for Mendip East, and I'm part of a team of fabulous agents who are carers agents, John and Jackie, village agents, Bella and Nick, and Elaine and myself are community agents, and we have our team lead Carol Smith. So that's our Mendip team. And so I've been running these talking cafes for a little while now, since they started, and they're proving really, successful. It seems, we're really getting our message across that we are here as a charity to help people all across Somerset with anything, virtually anything. And if we can't help you, we'll find somebody that will. So that's the whole purpose of these talking cafes, is to let you know that if you are in need, we are here for you and we're here to help you. So this week's topics, every week we've been having different topics. Last week it was Carers Week, we've had Mental Health Week. So this week is Loneliness Week and Learning Disabilities. Hi Elaine. So Elaine is the community agent, as I said, she's West Mendip. So yeah, we've got Learning Disabilities and Loneliness Week. So that's what I'll be talking about today. So Loneliness Awareness Week exists to help raise awareness of loneliness and encourage people to speak openly about it, particularly now where it's just it's so prevalent, isn't it? And people, particularly people that are shielding, they are really struggling at the moment. Hi Trace. Yes, so it's to help raise awareness and encourage, and this year's campaign is called One Less Lonely Voice, and taking the one out of loneliness to signify one less lonely voice. This was started 4 years ago by the Marmalade Trust, which is a fantastic website for anybody that is struggling anytime, not just during the coronavirus, but anytime if you do. And the theme for the learning disabilities is the importance of friendships during lockdown, which ties in really well with the loneliness theme as well. Hi Carol, hope you're well. Carol is my mother-in-law's neighbour, and she's been watching everybody's talking cafes. I think you've actually really enjoyed them, haven't you, Carol? So thank you for tuning in every week and watching. So loneliness, 1 in 4 people have said that they've been feeling lonely since lockdown. That is quite a large amount. Although older people are particularly vulnerable to feeling lonely, it can affect people of all ages, particularly those who are having to shield at the moment. When they're so used to being able to go out and do the things that they like and enjoy, or maybe those people who are unable to do their jobs at the moment due to having respiratory illnesses, so the safest place is for them to be at home. So they are missing having that purpose of being able to be at work. I know my mother-in-law wouldn't mind me mentioning this. She's a nurse for the NHS, and I know she's so sad. Although she is working from home and she is doing her bit with admin, I know she would love to be back on her ward helping people, but unfortunately she is shielding. But we are so proud of you anyway for doing all that you possibly can, and I know that if you could, you would definitely be back there helping all your peers and everything. So big kisses to you, Trace. I know you're really struggling, darling. So in Mendip, we as agents are experiencing many phone conversations with people who are feeling lonely, and at this point now, it's been going on for so long. You ask how they are and they're just, it's just, I'm fed up, I'm lonely. It's not good at all. What we have been offering is a talking service. So we've had a few volunteers that have come forward and offered their time to contact people that we will refer. I would say to somebody, would you benefit from a phone call? It's just an informal chat. It's not a counselling service. It's just to check on you, have a chit chat about anything that you choose. And we've been forwarding referrals on to people who would benefit from that. And we've also got John and Jackie, who are our carers agents, who are making telephone calls to people who are vulnerable and caring for people at the moment, and checking on their welfare. So if you would, and you think that you could benefit from a referral from us, please contact our CCS office on 01823 331 222. Oh, it's thirsty work, chit-chatting. Loneliness is a natural reaction to the current coronavirus pandemic. All our lives have changed. People haven't been able to see their families for months now, and it's just been a really trying time for everyone. I know if you are a single person, you are able to form a social bubble with a support network outside your home now, which is really good, and I think it's really important that people are able to do that. It was really nice to have my dad over at the weekend, after all this time, so yeah. And also Father's Day is coming up on Sunday, which is nice, so he's going to come and have a roast dinner with us, bless him, hopefully in the garden, just because we like sitting outside. So what was I trying to say then? It's important to recognise that these are normal reactions and not to blame yourself at this time. I think you think, I should be doing better, and it's really easy to be hard on yourself and criticise everything, but it's really hard to recognise that actually, what other way would you have been able to cope? What would you change? It came out of nowhere. Nobody had any experience of dealing with it. I think, it's important to recognise how well you probably have been coping at the moment. And hopefully by listening to this Talking Cafe, I'll be able to direct you to some useful websites, links, and other activities that you might be able to do to combat your loneliness at the moment. So technology is obviously a really great way of keeping in touch with one another. We as a family have discovered the joy of Zoom quizzes and karaoke through video calls, or sending text messages, emails, making phone calls, just taking the time out of your day really to make sure that you are keeping in touch with your loved ones and friends at this moment. I think it's important to check on how people are feeling and asking, what can you do to help? And just being there to listen, I think, as well. Particularly to the elderly, who, but also single people and single parents. I don't know how single parents are managing at the moment. I really don't. It's, to not have that support network of, your friends and family who you could previously rely on to give yourself a bit of a break, and not being able to have that. It must be really, really hard for you. And it's just intense and exhausting. And I'm really lucky that I do have my husband, and I don't take that for granted. I definitely don't. I do really feel for single parents at the moment. There's an app called Frollo, so it's FROLO, which is to combat loneliness for single parents in your area. If that is something that you think you would benefit from, definitely take a look in that app. There's also an app called Nextdoor app, which connects neighbours in your area with one another. Doing something simple like posting a note through someone's door just to say you're free for a chat, put your phone number on, and just making yourself available, really. And if you're worried about someone, try and think of ways you can make contact, and knock on the door, say, hi, I live at number 32 and I just thought I would come and check to see how you are at the moment, and is there anything you need? Something like that can make a world of difference to someone. I mean, it could be that they haven't had a proper conversation with someone for a long time, so just knowing that somebody cares enough to make that decision to knock on the door and say, you know, you don't know me, but I live down the road or whatever, I think that would make a real difference to people at the moment. There are support groups online which are great ways to virtually meet people and communicate. Age UK, the Way Foundation, which is the widows and young. It connects men and women under 50 whose partners have died, and it, you know, enables you to be able to have a conversation with those people. Oh, someone's ringing me. Sorry. Where was I? Yes, and there's the girlfriendsocial.com, which connects women with new female friendships. mylovelyparent.com, helping older single mums and dads meet new people online. It is important to recognise some people are experiencing loneliness due to mental health illnesses, so anxiety, depression and other mental illnesses that prevent people anyway from making that contact. Oh, what was the app you mentioned before? The Nextdoor app. Let me go back. Oh, it's Frollo. It's FROLO, which combats loneliness for single parents in your area. Perhaps Hannah could post a link. Maybe. Yeah. Where was I then? It's important. Yeah, so going back to the mental health, so it prevents people anyway from making connections with others out of fear and anxiety. So obviously having the coronavirus in with that, it's not helping people. So Mind is obviously a really good charity to get online with and have a look at what their tips are at the moment for combating loneliness. And for anybody else, it's, you know, making sure you've checked on your friends and family who you know that are suffering with mental illness, or even friends that you don't know that suffer with mental illness, but you have noticed a change and you notice that actually they've become a bit quieter, and just checking to make sure that they're coping all right at the moment as best as they can, and asking, you know, how can you help at the moment, reassuring someone that you're there for them, sending an email or text if they don't feel up to talking, listening to them on the phone, speak about what's troubling them, and even if you don't know the right words to say, just listening can make a huge difference to someone. As I said, the Mind charity is brilliant. It has so many recommendations for combating loneliness. I was looking at that late last night, and it's definitely a useful website to go to if you're struggling mentally at the moment, or even if you don't struggle but you find it that you are now. I've got a daughter knocking on the door trying to get in. So hopefully that's given some help for combating loneliness at the moment. With that, the next topic we're going to go on to is Learning Disability Week. So many people with learning difficulties are feeling isolated as they've been unable to see their friends and family. People with learning disabilities already experience high levels of loneliness and social isolation, and this will only have been made worse by lockdown. Being out of routine, on a normal day for somebody with LD is it provokes anxiety. So not be able to do the normal things that they would do is a big deal for somebody with LD. And Mendip obviously have thought about this, and they've created the friendship flag. And it's a fun video call with your friends. The pack includes how to make friendship flags, which you could make before your video call, that shows all the things you like or miss about your friends. And you can then show your friends on your video call, hang it up at home, or share it on social media using the hashtag LDWeek 2020. On the Mendip website, there are also many activities and resources that you can look through to help during the pandemic. Key organisations are obviously Mendip, the National Autistic Society, British Institute of Learning Disabilities, Disability Law Service, Down Syndrome Association. In Mendip, we also have our Voice Street, which is a peer group for adults with learning disabilities, and it's held in street usually, but currently it isn't, and there are no set dates for the year yet. But if you are interested in it, when obviously the lockdown is over, it's important, if you want to make a note of this telephone number, and then you can contact them to see when they are up and running. It's 01305 257 600. And I think I've missed out an important thing I was going to talk about here, which is that Mendip District Council are offering a means tested grant. It's called, I'm just trying to see what it's called now. It's something that I added to my PowerPoint this morning. Oh, that's irritating, I've lost it. Hannah, did you manage to find the link for... I found it. So Mendip District Council have a disabled facilities grant, and they're a means tested grant to find out if you could be entitled. You need to ring Somerset Direct on 0300 123 224, and that's a grant to help towards things like, I think they put an example, they put in a stair lift for somebody in their home, things like that. But as I say, it's a means tested grant, but it's definitely worth looking into. So do give that number a call, 0300 123 224, as well as our Voice Street. Oh, okay, all right, Hannah says she's having trouble with the connection today, so she'll post links later if she can't connect at the moment. We also have Open Storytellers Wellbeing Group in Frome for learning disabilities and autism. That's from age 16 plus. It's www.openstorytellers.org.uk. The Strawberry Club, which is in Street, which is a social group for adults with learning difficulties. It's www.salvationarmy.co.uk/street. The Orchard Vale Community Gardening Project Wales, that's www.orchardvaletrust.org.uk, and Pod Youth Club, which is the podcharity.org.uk. There's also Frome Autistic Support Team, and you can contact Sarah on 07977 913 339. Oh, thanks, Hannah, for doing that. So, how are CCS supporting people with learning difficulties at the moment? So, we are linking up with learning disability services in your area. We're also, if we know of any people who are struggling at the moment with LD and they want to buddy up with like-minded people in their area, and we know of them, we are able to link up with with obviously both parties' permission, and people, that means they're able to form friendships with people in their own area, and we can help to find work placements and jobs, and help towards transport for those as well, and obviously our grants as well we have available, which can help with support with finding living arrangements, and obviously if you need anything to go inside the property and whatnot, we can help with those things too. So I got in touch with a lovely friend who I met working quite a few years ago. I worked with learning disabilities, and I got in touch with her yesterday, and she very kindly gave me a write-up about this, how the service users and the staff have been coping at the moment. And I'd say a big thank you to her for taking the time out to write up, you know, her little testimony. And I also want to say a big well done to all the staff team there. I won't mention who they are because it's obviously confidential, but hopefully she's watching, and I know that you've all been working really, really hard to support and protect everybody at the moment. So a big well done to you guys for all your extremely hard work at the moment. So this is her testimony at the moment. So some of the ways we are dealing with the pandemic and how it's affecting the residents. All the residents we care for seem to be scared and confused at the beginning of the pandemic, and before the lockdown, when we stopped their work placements and them going to the day centres. For lots of them, routine is a big factor in their lives, especially those with autism. This made it really hard for them to settle into a new routine of staying home. Those few needed constant reassurance and consistency from staff to keep their anxiety low. We all, staff and residents, kept coming up with new activities we could do within the home, and in the gardens we could play. They played croquet, and they had an Easter egg hunt on Easter Sunday. They had an Easter egg hunt on Easter Sunday, and lots of different arts and crafts. They had maypole dances, barbecues, they played football, did lots of cooking and baking, and when they were permitted, they went on short walks avoiding people. Some of our residents are completely taking this time all in their stride, and they are so proud of them. They help each other, and some who didn't get on before are now good friends. COVID-19 has changed all of our lives, including the staff. Our large staff team of over 20 has been split into two to reduce the risk of cross-contamination between our houses. Our hours have changed, and some of us are working long shifts as well as our usual 24-hour shifts. We have to wear PPE all day long, not just when we would normally wear it. We have to say no to our residents when they want a hug, but we as a team, we are strong. We are a strong team, and we will get through this together, and we'll always be there for our amazing residents. It made me feel quite emotional actually reading that yesterday, because it's been quite a long time since I worked there, but just thinking of all those residents that she's talking about did make me feel quite emotional. But I'd like to say a big thank you to her for that testimony, and hopefully this talking cafe has helped some of you, with loneliness at the moment, or anybody who has learning difficulties or knows somebody with learning difficulties. If you could pass on any of the information that I've said, which could help them at the moment. If anyone has any questions, I could answer, but I don't think there is. I'll just double check. So I think that's all I've really got to say today, which is a lot shorter than usual. But I'm not sure what next week's topic is, but it will be me. That's I want to say it's Men's Health Week, but I might be wrong with that. Hannah might be able to post it. So don't forget to tune into our talking cafes Monday to Friday. They're run in different areas. I think tomorrow is South Somerset, which will be Lauren. So if you want to tune in, they're all at 11 on Mondays and Mondays to Friday. So yeah, tune into those. And I think I'll say goodbye from me this week. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.